legends, heroes, and poopy heads. Welcome to the Omni Flash channel, where Omni Flash will take gaming to the next level.
Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Omni Flash, and I am your guide to Perfect World Mobile. If you're new to this channel, what I usually do is I try to answer as many questions as I can. So, one of the biggest questions that people have been asking is, I want a guide on Dragon God. Dragon God is the new Ascended 2 99 Dusk Party Dungeon. Okay, it's the second boss is the toughest part of this dungeon, but what I will do today is I will show you exactly how to beat Dragon God. Okay, we're going to show you how to do it. The easiest way is to have two tanks. This is the only Dusk dungeon that I've known where it is easier to do with two tanks. Alright, so I will be playing a DPS, Pounding, 2.2 mil, Blade Master, Lamborghini, 2.3 mil Archer. So I do recommend that you have at least one Archer. And Heavenly, a 2.6 mil Wizard. Okay, so Pounding has a Goblin, just got it today. Heavenly has a Goblin, very strong Goblin. Lamborghini does not have a Goblin. You will see that he gets hit pretty hard on the second boss. It's very much recommended that you have a Goblin for the second boss of this dungeon and third boss of this dungeon. First boss is rather easy. We're going to do the first boss. His name is Sesame Soup. As you know, lots of people like to name themselves after their favorite food. So, I guess this guy really likes his sesame soup. And I'm not gonna make fun of pineapples or, I'm not gonna make fun of peaches or, T-bones or anybody. But this guy's name is Sesame Soup. Sesame Soup, that's his name. He is the captain of this boat, the Tanuki. He's pretty cool. He's like a barbarian with a gun. Actually, a very cool dungeon. Alright, so his very first thing that he does spider mines. And you see there's a repair tools. When he has spider mines, there will be two red circles. You want to go and stand on those two red circles. Alright, so, and then what you want to do is you want the two people who had the spider mines to get close together. One person to pick up the repair tools, go to those two people. When it counts down to 0, there will be a hole on the ground, okay? And then you can repair. So you want to, normally I do it with, normally I grab the repair tools with my tank, okay? So right before I pick up the repair tools, I like to aggro the boss once again. Then I go repair the two holes. So it's important to for the two people who were on the mines to be together. This way you can repair both holes, one after another. You don't have to run across the map to repair the holes. Now, if you don't repair the holes, if you don't step on the spider mines, there will be big holes in the ground. Water will gush in, and once there is so much water, it goes from 0 water to 200 level 200 water. Once it gets to 200 water, the boat sinks and you lose the boss. And without saying, you have to dodge the cone shapes, which isn't that hard. All right, spider mine again. Be sure to go stand on there. Oh, there you go. Wasn't sure who was going to do it. Come together, and I think Heavenly is going to be our pro repairers. And while you're repairing the holes, you aren't able to deal damage. You aren't able to heal. You aren't able to aggro. So if you want to do it as the tank, you want to taunt the boss before you repair, and you want to repair the boat so fast and then drop the repair tools. You press the little red circle to drop the repair tools after you've repaired. Then taunt the boss again before you lose aggro. I've been able to do that on a tank. Or you can have the lowest DPS do it. Alright, so the first boss is pretty simple. And, you know, we're done. So very simple. The second boss is a little bit harder. So this is why you need 2 barbarians, because you actually have 2 places to be. 1 barbarian. The stronger barbarian should be on the boat that you spawn on with Professor Sun, because he requires protection. says above his head, requires protection. And then the second, a little bit weaker barbarian will be going to the boat. All DPS will go to the second boat with all of these engineers. And the DPS will want to, I like to go to this corner. You want to get as far away as possible from the other mobs so you don't aggro them. You see that tank over there? Omni Flash. Alright, see me right there? So I am tanking on both boats and DPSing on pounding at this moment. On both boats, it is recommended that you're not standing still like I am. I like to move in little, I like to keep moving, especially if I'm only playing one character. I just like to move a little bit so that the cannonballs, every once in a while there's going to be cannonball that drops from the sky, but you can't just rely on the red circles on the ground. Sometimes you get hit by a cannonball and there is no red circle on the ground, okay? But, alright, so you have to kill, so DPS will only attack the engineers. The tank on the second boat grabs aggro on everything but the engineers. You do not want to aggro the engineers. You might accidentally suck the engineers into the group of mobs, the archers, the shield guys. And if the shield guys make a red shield, then you can't damage the engineers and you can't win the game. After you kill the engineers, they drop pink cannonball. You see, that's why I keep coming here. So I'm picking up cannonballs and tanking on both boats. Not too bad. Alright, so I got hit by a bunch of cannonballs. I got hit by a bunch of cannonballs on that first boat. It is very dangerous on that first boat. It is so freaking dangerous, because once you spawn on that first boat, you have to move. You have to keep moving. You can't stay still. And you saw what I just did there. I just pulled that engineer out of that group of mobs. As a blade master, it's just pretty cool. You can pull the engineer out of the group of mobs so that it won't be in that red shield. And when the engineer is in a red shield, you can't damage it. So if you're a wizard, you don't want to push the engineers into the group of mobs that the other tank on the second boat is having, because you see that red shield. So the shield boys on the second boat tends to do that red shield, and then any monsters there do not take damage. Alright, so our healer died, Emma down. She actually does not have a revive book, so what's nice is it's nice to have a soul hunter to give your healer. It's nice to have a soul hunter on this to give your healer a revive, or if you have a cleric DPS, that's also very nice. So healing the second boss is a little tough, but I'm going to tell you the secret. The secret is to always move. That's pretty much, that applies to all DPS. That kind of applies to tanks. You don't have to move that much. I like to move maybe 2 feet every second. Just move a little bit. Move about every 2 feet every second. And that will help you dodge those cannonballs, because the cannonballs gonna drop down like once every second. So if you move 2 feet, you're not gonna get hit by the cannonballs. But it's especially dangerous on that first boat. I feel like the cannonballs on the first boat hurt a lot more. So especially when, as a healer, when you're going to heal the tank on the first boat, when the tank on the first boat has about 50% HP, you want to head towards that first boat. Once you spawn in, especially if you are a smaller healer, I would chi burst and just keep moving towards the entrance, towards the spawn point, towards the teleport to the second boat. And as you're moving, as you're walking towards the spawn into the second boat, just drop 2 or 3 iron hearts on that tank. That should be enough for that tank to stay alive. Then get your butt onto the second boat. You do not want to stay on that first boat, especially if you're a smaller healer or even as a DPS. You don't want to stay on that first boat for very long. Those cannonballs hurt. Oh yeah, on the second boss, the tank that is on the first boat, you don't want to tank all those monsters on top of Professor Sun. One thing, you don't want those cannonballs to hit Professor Sun. If Professor Sun gets too much damage, you also lose to the second boss. Alright, so this is the last boss. Not that hard. Jade Dragon. It's a very cool dungeon. The boss just jumped off the boat and then reappeared in the middle. Alright, see how I jumped? The boss does revenge. When she says revenge, you have to jump off the boat. And then I recommend that you reboard the boat after about 4 seconds. This third boss actually is a little tough for DPS. Because even though the tank has aggro, she does like hexa shots. She shoots the DPS. Even if the tank has aggro, she will shoot the DPS. Rapid cannonballs. And you just have to survive those cannonballs. You can use chi burst. You can use healing potions, tranquilizers. When she does shark bait, you just gotta run to the boarding point to get back on the boat. But it's important not to board the boat until your tanks do. So that's why pounding wasn't moving. I had to get both of my tanks onto the boat to tank before moving pounding. So yeah, playing 3 characters is a little tougher, especially with shark bait. You want to move all 3 to the boarding point before the timer gets to 0. Alright, so for Jade Dragon, you see you got revenge again. Use your movement speed buff. Get off the boat before the whole thing's red. One thing about Demon Barb DPS is you don't have to jump off the boat. All you gotta do is go in tiger form. So that's why you see both of my barbarians aren't jumping off. In tiger form, you can tank revenge pretty easily. Oh, also I think that flaming fairy was going to drop these fire circles on the ground. Very important as a tank to drag the boss out of these fire circles, the fire on the ground. Don't stand in the fire. That fire hurts. That fire hurts. That fire will melt even tanks. Be sure not to do that. Also when she spawns the flaming fairies, try to kill the flaming fairies. Also, don't do like I said, I'm getting my tanks onto the boat first, and then I'll bring pounding over. Oh, am I gonna make it? I made it. But she put a bunch of fire on that ground right where he spawned in, so be sure to get out of that fire. Alright, there you go. She just did Hexa shot. And even though I did have aggro, even though I had aggro, she will shoot one target 5 times with five cannonballs from her pistol. You can chi burst it. You can tranquilize it. Your goblin is not going to block all 5 shots. And I got a legendary mat. Very cool. Now you know how to do Dragon God Hard. And I did it with 2 tanks and a DPS, so you should be able to do it too. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and comment below to be entered to win a free $25 iTunes or Google Play gift card on October 15, 2021. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.